All right. Like to welcome everybody to the Underground Church Podcast. I'm your host, Minister Christopher Perkins. Today I have on the Underground Church Podcast is MartSays. And how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm calling you by your Instagram name.
That's fine. That's cool.
What's your government name, man?
My name is Martavis Williams.
Martavius. Okay, brother
Yeah,
We got
Martavis.
brother Martavius on. Okay. And this is somebody I follow on social media. I seen him around. I think he probably doesn't remember, but I did meet you one time in person. It was brief, and it was downtown um, at the cafe. The was it the community or
I do remember
unity
that. Yeah.
cafe? It was very brief. I was down there meeting somebody else. I believe it was Andrea. Me and her used
Yeah, I was
to work
working with her
together.
then.
Yeah,
Right.
but you guys, it was you and some more people. Y'all was working together. I guess doing ministry and volunteer work. So
Right.
I came across your path then, and so now I recognized you and I follow you on social media and all of that. And you are a young man of God in the ministry. Um, you have a positive image, positive message that you are presenting. And first of all, I want to back up and kind of let you introduce yourself properly to our listeners.
All right. Well, I am Martavis Williams. I am from the West Tennessee area. I was born in Brownsville, had some upbringing in Brownsville, later moved to Jackson when I was about 13. So I spent the rest of my time in Jackson, Tennessee. I just love God. I love people. Happily married, been married 5 years now. We don't have any kids just yet. I work in education. Currently in school for media communications. Going back to get that bachelor degree that I stopped when I was younger. Should have finished then, but I'm going back to get that. I
Okay.
am I am an e-pastor at Destiny Church here in Jackson. My wife and I, we are the e-campus pastors. We're launching an online campus, so I do that. I believe in just motivating people and inspiring people and just pushing people to their purpose.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Uh, you say you're going back to school, man. Your husband. Um, no children yet, but hey, wait on it though. Just wait. You got a lot on your plate, man. Children are a blessing,
They
but
are.
you know, during this season, man, just make the most of your time, brother. You going to
Right.
school, got the doing the ministry at the church and all of that, man. So, man, I'll give you props, man. Give you props for that. We got to
Thank you.
start congratulating people more
Right, most definitely.
for doing the right thing or for doing things that that oftentimes gets overlooked, or you might feel like is what I'm supposed to be doing, but in reality everybody is not doing it, man. so
Right.
um so how long have you been in ministry?
I have been in ministry now 11 years.
11 years. Okay. So
11 years, yeah.
um how was your journey into ministry? Was it at an early age? Well, you kind of young, so
Right. So
you still in the early age, ain't you?
pretty much, I'll be 32 this year. I
Okay.
started. I've been in ministry in some point because I grew up in a household that you were active in ministry. My grandfather's a pastor or was a pastor, and so we just did ministry. That's what we knew to do. I wouldn't just say church. We did ministry. And so I got a early start, of course, in choir, doing things like that. But I started working with the youth department when I was about 17, 18, just kind of helping out, doing things. And then when I was about 18, 19, I started praying about the call that I felt that was on my life. The call that I knew was there, but I felt a tug to come into it.
Well,
And I
okay.
started, yeah, the tug I felt. My uncle advised me to take some time to pray and fast. I was about 19. And I think I officially, when I was 19 or 20, I officially accepted the call into ministry and I just matriculated from there. And it was just one of trial and error, of course. But you know, it was the things I went through built me and prepared me for where I am today, and for the other things that I know that I'll go to later in life. So it's just been one that's been full of hills and valleys, ups and downs, great times, you know, some low times. But yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. All right, man. So I'm looking at your Instagram page. It's for those of you guys that are listening or that will view this video. Uh, you can find Martavius on Instagram at MartSays. And so I just browsing through. You got some interesting content on here. So uh, I see that. Well, I'm going back to what I remember. I remember you had a book release. Is that correct?
Right. That's
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. So, how many books? Was this your first book that you had written?
This is my that was my first book.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
what's the name of that book?
That one is Straight into Destiny, the pursuit.
Okay, Straight into Destiny, the Pursuit,
Hmm.
and this is still available on. It was available on like on Amazon and.
It's actually not. I have the ebook. You just have to inbox me, and I cash out. Not. I'm currently working on my website now to kind of get all those things out there. But right now, it's just still available. Just through me, pretty much right now. I only have the electronic copy right now.
Okay. So, what is kind of the, the motivation or the inspiration behind that? What kind of led you to write a book?
I always knew I was going to write a book or write books. And I had a cousin who always told me that he was actually younger than me. And in 2015, that cousin was murdered and devastated. And his his death happened like 17 days after my father-in-law, after my father-in-law's death. So my wife and I had just been married barely a month. And all of these things start happening at the same time. We were announced as the new youth pastors at Destiny Church. And so it was like straight into destiny. Who would expect all of these tragic events to happen in our lives? And I just remember that my father-in-law he was a big push, he was a big motivator. He was always, man, that's my rev. I got a new rev. And my cousin always told me, you're gonna write a book. When nobody else told me that, my little cousin told me, you're gonna write a book. He would always say that and talk about that book. And so I just began to write, and I talked about some of the pain I had been through, some of the things I had faced in my life. And I talked about the process of up until that point to where I was, and how we think that destiny, we think that ministry is glamorous, but sometimes and oftentimes it comes with a story, it comes with tribulation, it comes with trials, but you have to keep pushing, you have to keep pursuing. No matter what happens, you have to make sure that you get to that, not really the finish line, but what I call in the book, those checkpoints to where you're checking out that list. I'm making it to where God wants me to get. And I know there's only one part of the destiny of the journey or destination, but I got to keep pursuing no matter what happens in my life.
That's great, man. I like it. I like the way you put that. You said check points or checkpoints along
Right.
the journey, and I like the way you put that, man. And the um the message and the intent behind it is true. You know, a lot of people will assume that when you become a Christian, this it's you on easy street, and
Right.
share. We need to be able to share our stories, our testimonies. We need to be, people of God. We need to be, transparent enough to not be ashamed to say, I struggle. I've been going through
Right.
this. I've been going through that. But yet, excuse me, but yet God is brought me this far. Yet I'm still here because of the power of God, the power of his spirit. And that's simply like the message that you are conveying in a book. And we need people to constantly do that. If they haven't read the Bible, maybe they'll come across your book and it leads them to the Bible. You understand?
Right.
So we
Mhm.
definitely need to put out material, definitely need to put out content, uh, and to let people know. And it kind of leads me to my next question because you said that based on some of the things, some of the tragedies and the trials and the tribulations, uh, pushed you to write the book. And you said, it sort of like pushed you to into your destiny. So you have this thing on Instagram. I believe it's on Mondays that you post
Right.
content. And if I'm correct, I believe that the way I see it is you're continuing that message, that yes, there's been pain. You wrote about the trials and acknowledge that you're going to it's pushing you to your destiny. But to me, it's like you're also with these videos, Monday motivations, that you're giving motivation along the checkpoints.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's your you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
kind of fill us in on the Monday motivations videos.
Okay. Well, the morning motivation is just tidbits, little inspiration videos to kind of get you going in the morning. I know sometimes it's hard to get up in the morning
Hmm.
if you're not a morning person, or whenever, because everybody doesn't get up in the morning and go to work. Some people, getting off work, or they sleeping trying to get ready for whatever time they go into work. Just whenever you see the video, it just inspiration to keep you motivated to know that you're not alone, whatever you're going through. And it's just pretty much I try to like do God driven inspiration, like whatever I'm sensing, whatever I'm feeling that people need to hear for the day or for the week, that they need to hear this. And somebody comes across that video, their life is going to be impacted by something that I say or do in that video. And it's just motivating you to keep going. Like I said, like you said, those checkpoints, like you got to this place, but you got to keep pushing,
Yeah,
And I always say at the end, destiny is calling, we've got to answer. And no matter how fearful you may be answering that call, you've got to answer. You got to know that destiny is calling no matter where you run, no matter how much you try to hide destiny, you still have a destiny to fulfill no matter what has happened in your life. And you just got to pursue it. You got to go for it.
yeah. And you are here to remind the people, like
Yes, sir.
destiny is calling. Hey, and I kind of like the way I like your videos, man. And sometimes
Thank you.
I see them in the morning when I get off because I work the night shift. So sometimes I see it in the morning or later that morning once I get off and go to sleep. And I seen that you sometimes you post other videos. I seen a couple of snippets. You posted of your sermons. You
Yeah.
know, and yeah, man, you was bringing it. You was bringing it with,
Thank you, man.
man.
It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. So every now and then, people that's listening, if you go to Mart's page, you'll get Monday motivations, you get good Christian content. Every now and then, you post some of your videos from your sermons and things like that.
Right.
What's with the name though? MartSays.
So
What?
I
Yeah.
growing up, so my name is Martavis. So growing up, I had a nickname, and and I'm like, no matter how much I try to get away from my nickname, it just would not die. And my grandfather told me, "Yeah, I got to stop calling this man. That he's grown. He's a preacher. And then they still do it." And so when I was starting a youth ministry, they wanted me to be called pastor, and I was like, "Little kids can't get Pastor Martavis out their math correctly." And I asked my wife, I said, "I got to show my name, so I'm gonna be Pastor Mark." And then when I was kind of looking into like rebranding myself on social media, I was like, what can I talk about? Like can I don't want to be Pastor Mark on social media. I don't want to be that deep. I just want to be Mark, and I want to do
Yeah.
something. And I was like, MartSays. And I was like, Mark got something to say. So Mark says, and at the time everybody was doing speaks. I was like, I don't like Mark speaks. I was like, but
Yeah.
Mark says, like Mark got something to say. He gonna say it.
Mark, Mark says, "All right, man. I got something to say."
I got something to say, and I'll add to that the fact that growing up, I have a speech impediment, and so growing up as a child, I was fearful of talking in front of people. I did not want to talk, and for a long time, I said when people would tell me that God had a call on my life, I was like, it can't be me because I can't even have a conversation with people. Like I don't like talking in front of people. Like I stutter. Like I go to speech class every day at school. There's no way God is calling me, to talk, in front of people.
Yeah.
And my grandfather
So you
reminded
definitely relate to the Moses.
my
Uh,
grandfather
story.
reminded me of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man. You should have known God wasn't trying to hear that because he ain't he didn't cut Moses no slack. He like, man, no. I said, God,
None. Listen.
you should have known. You're like, man, well, he didn't give Moses a break. He went on and told him to do what needs to be done.
Right. He said, I'm gonna give you what to say.
Yeah, I give you. I made your mouth, man. You know.
Right. That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's cool. That's cool. So, yeah. More. You know what? I think I might. No, I might need to rebrand my name. Because I think I have Minister Perkins. I might need to. I don't know.
Go for it.
Rename it, rebrand it, man. I might need your help with it.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Something Perkins. Nah, never mind. It'll we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave
Right.
that.
We'll think on it. We'll think on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I'll be inboxing you. You know, if you come up with something, just let me know, man.
I
So
got you.
man, you got um any plans? Or I know you got a full plate as far as what ministry you're doing, your work at your church, youth ministry and things like that. So what do you have in the making, or what are you doing in the near future, if you can speak on it? I understand that some things that God reveals to us, and we can't reveal it to people yet, and yeah, but whatever you can speak on, man, if it's your plans you got going on at the church, or something in your own personal ministry that you're trying to gear up for, or
Well, actually, at my personal ministry, well, at the church, I saw the church first. At the church, I'm no longer actually with the youth. I guess some life now we do the online church, we do the e-church. So we're working on stuff with there, putting content out. I'll be doing prayer on some Mondays with the church on our Destiny Church of Jackson page. We pray every Monday. I'm on the prayer team, so it'll be three of us that'll be taking turns praying on Mondays at 6 p.m. on the church page. And in my personal ministry, I had a lot. Well, I had some ideas, but coronavirus came in and it's kind of, so kind of knocked us off our feet a little bit. So I'm finding my footing with how I want to be able to do it online or in a smaller group type thing. I want to kind of do like some more mentorship, like some more hands-on mentorship type things. But I do have some more books I'm working on. Um, I'm wrapping up one now, and it's going through the editing process, going through the publishing process, and I don't have an exact date for release. So I won't even talk about that too much just yet. But know that in the end of the year, beginning of the year, a new book will be coming out, and probably at least two next year, maybe three, could be being released next year. And so that's what I'm working on right now.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, the coronavirus came through and messed up a lot of people's plans.
Yeah.
And for me doing the podcast, it's been a year because I started around this time last year. So
Okay. Congratulations.
thank you, doing a podcast. So I had these ideas going forward into 2020. Like,
Right.
yeah, I got the audio content. I'm gonna have I want to do meetings and things like that. I want to have a panel and have people come in and they ask us questions and do seminars. And man, when COVID hit,
Yeah.
I know we can't do none of this. So it got, and I was learning how to trying to get a good schedule to where I could post content. That was a challenge too, with working full time, being a husband and a father. So that was a challenge. But then it was really discouraging, because people they're still getting sick, and it was just everything had shut down, and I was like, Lord, how can I move this forward? This is what I
Right.
I was thinking this is what I was gonna do, and it was gonna take off like this and that. But God has a way of redirecting us, and God has a way of working things out. And that's one reason I'm trying to get familiar with Zoom. And
Right.
actually, made things more convenient because now I do most of my do all the interviews by way of a phone interview. So it's more convenient than trying to, get with somebody and get their schedule and say, hey, I can meet you at this time at this place, and now it's just
Right.
if you're available at a certain time, okay, I send you this link, you click on it, pow, you don't have to leave your house, and you can attest to that. We can both attest to it because, I've been reaching out to you, for a while,
Right.
you know, so and everything is more convenient. But I want to continue, man. I want to tell you to continue, man, to press forward and pray about it. And God, God gives us imagination. He gives us ideas. And a lot of that stuff can still come to pass. You know, because we're learning more about, well, trying to learn more about COVID and what to do and social distance and things like that. So we have different resources, we have tools, but it's a difference, when you you want to do outreach ministry, but it's a difference, don't you think, when it's just contained to, it's virtual, you feel?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the church. I think the world is having to learn a different way of doing things, and direct, with the church, the outreach is really different because we're hands on. We like being there for people, and that's very important to be there for people. But like you said, we got to be creative in the way that we reach people and touch them. That's one thing I'm learning with the e-church is, doing ministry with people who live in Seattle, Washington, people who live in France, and we're all on different time zones. We're having to learn and be creative in how we do things to keep people not just entertained, but involved and engaged, and then still getting what they need from God, and which is the most important thing. So we got to be, like you said, be creative and just keep seeking God on ways that we can maneuver through
Yeah.
this and around this.
But that connection, that hands-on connection, man, that's really key to fellowship and key to being. Did you catch that?
Yeah,
In that that fellowship, gathering together, and we just have to be careful, man. I just don't
right,
want the element of church to just dwindle,
right, most definitely not. Yes,
because coming together, we're praying for one another. It's just a different, even when you're trying to, as a minister, you trying to present a message, and it's just you and your laptop.
right.
You don't have the choir behind you. You don't
Yep.
you don't it's just you and a laptop. And it's a different flow. It's a different energy. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Because when you have somebody, you want to know if people are understanding. So you may be able to gauge the crowd by somebody might give a look.
Hmm.
You might say, hold on, let me stay here for a minute. Let me stay here for a minute because somebody don't understand. Let me break this down. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what
You
you're
see
talking
the look,
about.
you like,
Yeah. Because I think, I mean, it's a part of who we are. Like we engage the crowd, and we feel and surf the room for what people need. We sense the room, and it's a lot. I'll say it's easy to do when people are in the room, but when people are in the room, I think it's put our focus. Not that we focus on too much on people, but sometimes we can. And I think what it's done is put our focus completely on God now. So we don't have no choice but to trust Him and to say what He says, because we can't feel, we can't see the crowd's faces. And sometimes it's not that they don't understand; it's that they got a text message from somebody and they confused about what the person said in the text message. And so I think It's taking someone. It's no. So it's put our trust and dependency totally on God at this point. We can't depend on the crowd anymore. Like you got to bring it off. You got to go for what you know, and that's the Bible and Jesus. You know the Bible. You
All
got to
right.
trust it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, because sometimes the crowd, the audience will throw you off if you are not as
Yeah.
focused as you should be. I believe it happens to the best of us. You know,
Right.
you get that look or that gaze, or you know, and but yeah, at the end, you know, you do have to put your full trust in God. Humble yourself, you know, and be led
Right.
by the Spirit. You know, let that Spirit flow through you. Let them function through you. Um, so man, we covered, you know, the coronavirus and the things that your church is doing, and you mentioned the e-church, or you guys mainly online now, y'all, or do you sometimes meet at the building?
We we're not meeting currently at the building. We do some of the recording at the building
Okay.
that we need to do with really small numbers, and we're looking at a plan now and watching the numbers to go as the numbers go up and down, to kind of see gauge when we want to start going back into the building, even as a small group with maybe a small praise team, a small band, and a small audience, just kind of working our way back to a crowd. But that's gonna depend on the numbers that started going up. I haven't heard much word about it, but we're just been mainly online. We did a few outside services this summer. I enjoyed those. We're able to see everybody. People were able to at their own comfort levels. I know y'all have done some of the same things at Redeem,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
people were able to sit outside, which I know y'all loved that. We loved it too. But we just been trying to maneuver through the best way we can, and just and of course our focus is people, so the biggest things, we don't want anybody to be at harm in church. And so we've been just taking it to strong consideration and saying we don't want to rush back, and then we get a mass wave because we had
Mhm.
somebody in the building who didn't know that. Because it's not people do it intentionally. Some people are asymptomatic, and then bam, you got 15 people that got to be out. And we don't want that to be the things. We've just been trying to take it easy and just pray about it and just kind of watch and talking to people, not just being so spiritually, but talking to natural people, talking to doctors and nurses and the health department, and figuring out what's best and what works, then trying to make it our own thing
That's
and make it
great.
work for us.
Yeah, that's man. That's pretty much how my pastor approached it.
Right.
You know, taking it slow,
Hmm.
just because everything else is opening up, it doesn't dictate, you know, to us that we need to be open. And you know, we've been just watching the numbers, watching the number of cases that are being reported. So, um,
Right.
you know, man, I commend your leader, your church leader, and your congregation, you know, for really being considerate and thinking of their health. Um, is really is so important. You know, we can't get sidetracked.
Yes.
We can't. We have to have a good balance. You know, we can't be over spiritualized something and say, "Oh, I'm covered. I'm covered." You know, and you know what I'm saying. We have to be use wisdom too.
Right.
You know, and don't over spiritualize something. You know, but yeah, man, that's great. The outdoor, we did the outdoor service too, and we just now moved back in to the building. Um, Everything spaced out. We, you know, taking the precautions,
Right.
temperature checks, and we with the choir, we actually broke the choir up into two. Now we have two choirs, you know. So
Right.
one set goes up, you know, where they're spaced out and everything. And so yeah, we that's where we at right now. So man,
Okay.
so as far as in your everyday life, man, you know, um, is it at work, you know, you wear your mask all day, or and at home do you restrict some of your travels, you know, just going out here and about?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I don't do a whole. I mean, I don't go out a lot. I go out as needed. I'm a shopper, so I like being out at the stores. But Like I don't go to the mall as much. I go look. I've been a few times, but I don't go as much. And here lately, before the numbers had started going back up, I got a little more comfortable with going. But then if the numbers are going back up, I'll probably slack back off.
Yeah,
But I
that,
work in the schools. Yeah, I work in the schools, and so we have to wear a mask all day. Well, we have to wear a mask when anytime we're not able to be 6 feet apart, we're supposed to wear a mask.
oh,
So if a kid is away from me, I can take it off. If another staff is away from me, I can take it off. But most times, if I'm in a room with somebody, my mask is on, just because
yeah,
I want to be safe. Both myself and my wife, we work in schools, and
oh,
so we're just around people all day. Her school district is doing a lot different. They're still on the hybrid schedule. She's actually in Lauderdale County, so they're still on the hybrid schedule. So they don't have no more than 8 kids in the classroom every day. I
okay,
work in Jackson to where they've got 12, 15 kids in the classroom now.
yeah,
So, so I
mm,
have to be careful,
right, man. About to wrap things up, but real quick, man, I just want to get your thoughts on what you think about the outcome of the election, and I'm still trying to me. I'm trying to. I'm wrestling with it, man. I'm open and to hear both sides. People that are in support of Biden and people that would rather you know um, have Trump in office and don't agree with the voting turnout, the voting process. So, um, man, it's a struggle. Well, I say for
right?
me to want to give an accurate word. I believe some words of encouragement needs to be said out of a place of love and concern and take off the anger and the hostility and
Yes.
um and just have a real conversation. Now I'm talking about among believers,
Right. I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, among Christians, because some of them are on social media, man, they hitting hard, and it's
Very
even
hard.
to the point to it's like some of the posts, it's almost like they're implying that you're not saved, or you're not as saved as you ought to be, because this is the party that you sided with. This is the person you voted with. It's kind of coming across like that. That might not be their intentions, but this the way it's kind of coming across. But man, you got any thoughts on any thoughts on it, man? And you might not have. I'm not asking you to give a word like, man, I need you to give a word, give a solution, what we need to do, my brother. I mean,
Right. Well, I'll just share my personal where I am with it right now, and
yeah,
it's as a Christian, as an African American man, I'm never gonna fully agree with either side. But as an African American Christian, or a Christian who is African American, however you want to put it, I'm on the side of right, and I believe in people being treated right. I believe in the theory of love and loving everybody, no matter who they are, no matter where they come from. The God that we serve is about love. And I'm not saying that who I am, that my nationality, my ethnicity trumps my religion or vice versa. But at the end of the day, they're both important to me, and they both make up who I am. And at the end of the day, no matter who anybody votes for, like you said, there should be the standard of love there and not hate. Our posts, our comments should not be hate driven. There's a way to disagree with people in a
yes,
loving way. And we gotta find there has to be our standard in everything we do. It has to be love. I don't agree with everything everybody says or does, even in my own family or even in my own church or at my job. But at the end of the day, the standard of love is there for me. That's what I believe in. I want to love everybody, but I what you believe. But at the same time, I'm not gonna let you disrespect me or be rude and just come at me. But at the same time, I'm still going to love you. I'm not gonna clap back in a rude way, but I'm gonna let you know my standard. But at the same time, I there still has to be that love has to be there.
Yeah, because their love is that's a defining mark of a Christian. You know,
Yeah.
Jesus told his disciples, that's how they'll be identified.
Yep.
By the love that they have for their neighbor, the love that they have for one another. That's the identifying mark and trait
Yeah.
of a
And
Christian.
I'll add to that. I can add to that the fact that he said you'll be known by love, not by what party you vote for, not by what president you support. They're gonna know you by love. So all day you can squash that right there squashes. Thank you for that. That right there squashes who you vote for and stuff. He didn't say they was gonna know you by who you vote for, who you stand for. He said they'll know you're my disciples by the love that you show.
Exactly, man. And this is something I said this morning. I was trying to record an episode to release um my reaction and thoughts towards the election. And I just stopped. I couldn't. uh, but what I did record, from what I remember, I said this. There are Christians. Some of them, some Christians are Democrats, some are Republican, and they hold that favor one party. You know, so this, because of the principles and because of some of what the party stands for and for what it represents. All right, but when you get to a point to where you are so devoted and led by what the party does, because that's a problem. It's problematic
Right.
because no political party, can take the place of the Christian duty, or no political party can fulfill the mandate or fulfill Christian um, morals and ethics and values. They
Right.
might have a few. They might have a few good points and good principles and things like that. But
Mhm.
that party, you never should put or have enough all your faith in. This is how it's gonna get done with this side right here. And no,
Exactly.
it's not there. It's just not there.
Right.
And I think we all need to be reminded of it. It's
Yes.
only through Christ, it's only through him working through the vehicle and the vessels, that are the people, that are the church. And this we it might have to be reminded of what mission are we called to,
Yep.
might have to be reminded of the right agenda.
Right.
um but man, I appreciate you being on. Before we go, I already kind of during our conversation, I kind of already told people about you being on Instagram. So people can find you on Instagram as MartSays. And
Mhm.
where else are you
They
on?
can find me on Facebook at MartSays. Also, it's all one word. MartSays, capital M, capital S. My personal Facebook page is Martavis Williams, Martavis Williams, and that's where you can find me on. I got Twitter, but I'm really not on there a lot, so I wouldn't even say add me on Twitter. Just Instagram and
Look,
Facebook.
hey, I add you because I, hold on. Are you following me on Twitter?
I don't know, but I'll check when I get out for this.
Yeah,
But I
because I
don't know.
don't have many. Man, it'd be hard to get. Twitter is
Yeah,
something
Twitter a
else,
little different. Yeah.
and yeah, I get a follow. I'll be like, I'd be so happy, man. And then don't let somebody like your tweet. I'm like, man. But,
Right.
look, y'all look for him on Twitter as well. And what's your Twitter handle? What's your Twitter name?
I, but I told him I gotta get this together. I much forget, but I think it's Mart says it's either underscore Mart says or Mart says underscore. I gotta work on. I'm supposed to have this stuff together when I get on stuff like this, but I gotta do better. So it's either underscore Mart says
People,
or Mart says underscore. It's one of those.
it's cool. Okay. I'll look for you, man. And man, you continue to be blessed. I thank you for taking
You
up
do
your
the same, man.
making time in your schedule to chit chat with me, man. And hope we be able to do it again real soon. I've been trying to connect with you for a minute, man.
Yes, right. It's been a while. I'm
Yeah,
glad we finally was able to do it.
yeah. So man, you continue to be blessed, man. Be careful, and hope to chat with you soon. And for my listeners, y'all please go check him out on his various social media pages. And MartSays, check out their book. I need to get me a copy myself. So and what's the name of that book again?
Straight into Destiny, the pursuit.
Straight into Destiny, the pursuit. Yeah. So you guys go check that out. And thank you for being a part of this and listening to the audio, viewing the video. And hey, we out. All right. Peace.
All right.